Hello! It's great to have you here for this video. I hope you will enjoy it. This webinar has been recorded, so at the end you'll see a question that was asked during the webinar. If you're interested in asking your questions when you attend the live webinar, make sure you take note of the date for our upcoming free webinar so that you can ask your questions. But for now, I hope you will enjoy watching this webinar where we discover Wordfast Anywhere version 8. So we'll get started by talking about projects, which are an important feature in Wordfast Anywhere because they are where you connect things together. So are you sitting comfortably? Let's get started with this webinar on Wordfast Anywhere version 8. Systems for your clients. So for example, you have a project set up for one client and another project set up for a second client if you want to do that this way. Or if you translate in several languages, maybe you want to have separate projects. Now you have the option to create a new project or import one. So if you're working with someone that uses Wordfast Pro, you are able to import a project that is coming from Wordfast Pro. So that is very useful. So let's now create a new project. So we'll call it demo project. And we will keep it as a standard project. The option advanced project is for project managers that want to handle assignments to translators. We'll have a quick look at that later on, but for the moment, we'll leave it as standard. So now what I need to do is add a language pair. Okay, so we'll do English. So I type EN, and then I can select English, and the target language will be French. And I can add it. And now I already have some translation memories and glossaries in here, but it's going to ask me what I want to connect. And what I can do is create translation memories. So I will be creating two. So of course, English to French, again, select my languages, and I add a name. So I will call it first. Okay, so first, and I will create another one, which I will call second. Okay, so that's done. So I have these two translation memories created. Wordfast Anywhere allows you for one language pair to have up to 10 translation memories connected, okay? But they will be in read-only mode, except those that you want to put in write mode. And there's a new feature in Wordfast Anywhere. Before, you were able to only have one translation memory in write mode, and now you can have two. And this is why I created two translation memories today. So let me select these two. And as you can see, I didn't tick read only, so these will be in write mode. And I will be doing the same for glossaries. So let's do that, English and French. Okay. And symbolic name, I will do the same. First glow. And now the same thing. And I will do the same. I will be connecting them in write mode. So I'm not clicking on read only to have them connected in write mode. So that's the simplest way to add translation memories, and you can do several other things. But for now, I will just stick to that. Okay, so I'm saving this. So I have my language pair set up, and I don't want to add another language pair for this project, so I can move on. So I can click on Save Project. Okay, project has been saved. Good. So now here in my English to French language pair, I'm in my demo, okay, demo project, I can now add files to it. And to do that, I need to click on the upload button. So I have two upload buttons available to me, one in the ribbon at the top here in green, and one here next to the delete button. Okay, so these two mean that you will be adding a file, if that's the green, or removing it, deleting it forever, if you click on this red button. Okay, so let's add a file. So let's click, and I can drag and drop here in this box, or I can use this button here under local file to find my document on my computer. And I have other options too, which can be very handy. So you see here, I have Google Drive, Dropbox, OneDrive. So if you want, and if you have configured it correctly, you can go directly in, for example, Google Drive or Dropbox. Works very well with Dropbox. You can here go there and grab a file that you have in your Dropbox, and it will select it and put it in Wordfast Anywhere automatically. So let's now move to my document. So I have it here, and now I just need to see the drop zone, and I put it in there. So files to upload. Okay, so this is the file I have selected, and now I can just click on upload. And here we are. So what do I see? I see that for this language pair in this project, I have one file waiting for me to translate it. It's at 0% translation because I didn't do anything, and it's a short file, 75 words. And I see here that I have two translation memories and two glossaries that are connected to that file. And I can change individually to all the files that are in my project. I can change what is assigned at a later point if I want to. So to open this file, I select it by clicking on it, and I can either double click or I can click on the open button. I will double click. Now, this is my work area. Okay, so what am I seeing here? On the left, I see all the segments that are in that file. Here, I have my file. This is my translation zone, so I will be translating in that zone here. And on the top, I will be seeing my translation memory hits and also my machine translation hits. And on the right, I will see my glossary hits as well. So to start translating, what is the basic thing for most of Wordfast tools is to use the Alt key and the down arrow, or in the translation here, you can go to Start Next. So I will click on that, and that will start the translation process for that first segment. And here, as my translation memories are empty, I do not have any suggestions, but I have here set up Wordfast Anywhere in such a way that I have three machine translations. So they appear in this beige color. Well, I see it beige. You may see it differently. And I have three suggestions. So they are not exactly the same. Okay. And you can use the arrow to copy to target which one you want. So let's say I want this first one by more than empty. And now I have the option to commit it to my translation memory and move to the next segment. And this is why this button says also next, okay? Because when I click on it, it will commit the segment to the translation memory and move to the second segment. So let's do that right now. Okay, so I will do Alt down with my keyboard, and that's it. It's been placed in my translation memory. So here I have a suggestion also for my second segment. But let's go back for a second to the first segment. Now I see that I have a 100% match because it's been assigned to my translation memory. So now, if I want to add a term to the glossary, what I can do is select what I want to add. So I want to add here Wordfast Anywhere. So I select it. Okay. And if I go in TMs and glossaries, I can click on Add Term. Okay. And I can type here the same again. Okay, so that's my term. Now I can add it to my glossary by clicking on Save. Okay. And I can try with also an individual term. For example, here Wordfast. Okay, and to add it, I can do Control Alt T. Okay, so let's save just this Wordfast Anywhere. Okay, so now I see I have doubles here, so I can remove them. Okay, click on Remove, and you can this way remove a term. Okay, because if you do multiple clicks, then it add them while it's working. Okay, term deleted. Good. So now if I move again, and I move to this section here, okay, so I have here suggestions by my machine translation. And if I type W, then I can get my suggestions that come also from the glossary. So it's already been used correctly, but that's the way you can use your glossary. So that's the way it looks. And if you see here, you have these buttons, and you have also these buttons here. And it's handy to have some buttons right above where you are working. And this is something that you can set up. So let me close that segment for the moment. And if I go to the Wordfast Anywhere tab, and I go to Setup Wordfast Anywhere, I key here, you can decide what you want to see. So for example, here, enable segment toolbar, this is where you select where to add this little bar that was displayed here. So if I open that again, you see this bar here. So if you don't like it, that's where you remove it. And if you want to use it, that's where you place it. Now you can do something else. You can also choose to enable the dark theme. And this is something new that came with version 8. So let's try the dark theme for a moment. So this is how it looks. I think it looks very nice. So if we do that again, if we open, so that's how the text looks when you are working. And if we come back to the segment, okay, so here we see these two entries in green. So you see that Wordfast Anywhere, after updating the translation memories, it always takes some time, so you have to give it some time, but it's already there. It added these two entries to my two translation memories. If you remember, we placed two translation memories, and one was called first, you can see that on the top, and one was called second. So it added that to both of them. And here we see Wordfast Anywhere that is highlighted in this color. So this is how Wordfast Anywhere looks when you are seeing it with the new look, the new version. And so to help you see a bit more how things can look, we can change the layout. So At the moment, we were in one layout. So let's change now to the vertical layout. So in the vertical layout, when you haven't opened the segment, that's how it looks. And when you open it and translate it, you will see what you have translated right beneath it. Okay. So if I select one and open it, this is how it looks. Now I will be working in here. So the translation area gets a lot bigger. So if you are used to translating long sentences, well, this may be a view that you will enjoy. And you can, of course, change dimensions. Okay, you can drag and drop. You can drag, not drop. But here, so you can change these things. So this is how this looks. And then for those that, for example, come from Wordfast Classic, we have the classic layout. And this is how this looks in the classic layout. So let's go back to the view that we had at the beginning. And now if we open, for example, if we close the file, this is how it looks in the files. And if we want to see our translation memories, we click here and we will be seeing the list now. So this is how the list looks. So the new look has been polished and it looks very nice. So maybe you have noticed that while translating, we had a machine translation connected. So let's open, for example, this segment. So we had ChatGPT 4.0 in the middle. Yes, you can connect ChatGPT 4.0 if you have paid the subscription for it separately with OpenAI, and you can set it up. And I've created a video for it. It's on my channel. It's the latest video on my channel. And if you are in Wordfast Anywhere, where you set up your machine translation is in the Setup Wordfast Anywhere button. So you go here and you click on Empty. And in here, the buttons that you will use mainly are Add or maybe Edit. Okay. And once you're done, you can select if you will be using these translation memories. So for example, if you want to stop using translation memory for a customer because they ask you not to use machine translation, not translation memory, machine translation, well, you come here and you untick these three boxes. So to add a machine translation, you click here on Add, and you will have to select the empty provider. So all these that are in there, except custom, so all these are already set up. The only thing you need to do is to place your key that you will be getting from them. So for example, if I choose Google, in here, it's all already set up. I just need to copy paste my API key in this section. So let me cancel that. Now, if I want to add a custom translation memory, so this is for those that are not already set up in the drop-down that you have seen, you go here and you select, for example, a template. So we do have a template for ChatGPT, and then you will be able to paste your API key. You will be able to see that in the video on my channel. But you have also Modern MT, Globalize, and Yandex. So let's give an example with Yandex. So I select Yandex. Okay, it's already filled up. And then you just need to place your API key where it is the best for this specific machine translation. And as I said, you select where you go from there. If you want more advanced settings, you find them in the Pandora's box, or okay, so that's where you configure the way Wordfast Anywhere works. So Pandora's box, that's there. And if you want to do QA or trans check or have warnings while you are translating, this is where this is all set up. So when you start, it's all with the default settings, but if you want to change things, you can change them in there. Now, I said I was going to show you a bit how this looks for project managers. So let's have a look at that, shall we? Just before having a look at that, just to tell you, when you are done translating, if that's your first time using Wordfast Anywhere, to get your translated file, you go to the File menu and you click on Download, okay? And you want to have selected Translated Document. That's what you want to select. If you want something else, you have several options. But if you want to get the document that you have translated in its target format, well, then you select Translated Document and you click on Download. As simple as that. So now, to be able to see more, we need to close the file. So let's close the file, and we will also close the project because this is a simple project. And now we see here project with colors, and these are projects for project managers. These projects, this one that is in blue is in preparation, and this one that is in orange has been started, and translators should be working on it at the moment. So this is how it looks for project managers. You have your files, the language pair that you have your translators working on, and the tasks that you have assigned. So for example, here I have only one task assigned, which is translation, but I can have several other tasks that would be coming after that. So I would be seeing more columns after translate, like edit or QA or something like that. I can see the initials of who is translating. And in here, you can set up your linguists and change things for them. So as there are many emails addresses, let's have a look at how it looks with this screenshot. So if I open the linguist management, here I'll be seeing all these emails addresses, okay, and their rates. So what is the cost of translation for revision or other tasks? Now, if I want to edit a specific linguist, okay, I will be seeing this, okay. I will see his target, his source and target language, and the tasks that he wants to do, and then all the setup that is needed here. And some linguists, as for example, this first one, you see there is a blue C next to his name. So if a linguist has done paid training for Wordfast Anywhere, and that is complete training, he will get a badge on his profile in Wordfast Anywhere, and the project manager will be able to see that. So that is quite handy. So when there are trainings for Wordfast Anywhere, paid trainings, complete trainings, well, they will be able to get a badge for that. So now let's go back quickly to Wordfast Anywhere. And we can see some other things. So there are other tasks that we can perform on our files that I will describe quickly. So you can analyze a file. So that will do a quick analysis of what is in the file. It's usually very quick, you see, and it tells you what is in the files, if there are repetitions. And so that is interesting to look at when somebody asks you to translate something, and if they haven't looked up already what is the content of the file and how many words and the repetitions and that sort of thing. So you can do that yourself, check what is in the file, and you will be able to see that and make your invoice accordingly. There is also another quick way to look at things, which is statistics. So here you will be seeing other things, and it will tell you also the status of the file. So if there are untranslated segments, you will be able to find them here, for example. Or this is very important, this section here with tag difference. So sometimes when you have a problem with your file, it doesn't want to download or something like that. Well, this is where you can look up things. You see which segments have tag difference, and maybe the problem is the tags. So you can check that, come back to your file and fix it. Okay, so we covered a few things. So I hope you found that interesting. So now maybe we'll be able to look at some of your questions. I think Karina has been looking into that and will be
Yeah.
telling me which are the questions.
Okay. Thank you, Philippe. That was great. So I can see some questions here. Well, Daniel Gonzalo says, is there any help page to learn how to use a particular feature? Well, we have
Oh,
the
there is,
manual,
yes.
no? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, there is a manual. Yeah, I forgot to tell about that. Okay, so if you go into Wordfast Anywhere, here you have the manual and you have the frequently asked questions. If you click on the manual, that will open here. Okay, and you have a full manual that has been updated with the new looks. Okay, and it will tell you everything, and you have a menu on the side that you can browse through. Okay, and it will take you to anything that you need. Okay, so that is very, very useful. They worked a lot, the developers, on that, so kudos to them. They've done a great work. And also, if you need more information, if you need help, you have, of course, the Facebook group, but you have also a dedicated Wordfast Anywhere group on groups.io. So groups.io, Wordfast Anywhere.
Okay, I think this is all. We don't have too much time for more questions. So thank you everyone for being here with us. This is our first free webinar, so pay attention to the next one next month. And don't also us on our social media because we always post. We have our users group on Facebook too. So thank you, Philippe. Again, that was,
My
and
pleasure.
see you.
Okay, bye bye to everyone.
Subscribe and follow us on social media to keep up with Wordfast. We look forward to seeing you next time.